Yay, rule zero. All right, guys, it's gonna be a short. It's gonna be an intimate one. Johnny's here, but he's only here for a bit because we're all swamped. I guess other John's got jujitsu with his kids. Clary is out in the woods hunting bears or whatever the hell he does out there. Roll will be here in a bit. How you doing, John? It's been like 3 weeks since I was able to get to one of these things.
Yeah, they've all been busy. No, I'm good, man. Back in the saddle here in Tokyo. Been going all over the world. Obviously, went to Turkey, went to Miami for valuetainment money and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, how'd you like
Yeah.
that, by the way?
Which one?
The valuetainment with the SOS cast and all that, right?
Yeah. It was cool. It was cool. I mean, Adam Sosnick, really cool guy. Really cool guy. It's me, so I got into a little back and forth with their little feminist producer chick there on the air, but it went pretty viral on my channel. It has like viral for my channel. I have like 40,000 subs now, and the video itself got 500,000.
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
right. You got a big boost here recently. Congratulations.
thank you, thank you. Finally, I'm finally no longer living in the shadow of you. I finally got out of under the shadow since 2019.
Oh, dude, it's good. Nobody should be as shitty as me. It's all good.
No,
At
you're
least
not
it's better
shitting
than
on me.
Rollo. I remember when he was talking about his Kiyosaki crap and the feminist producer and the ex-wife stuff. He just wasn't getting anywhere. He managed to plow through and pull some success from it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all growing and taking our stuff to the next level. I mean, your channel, your guys building a shrine to me in Minecraft was hilarious. That was so funny.
Unanimous voting of him as the winner, by the way.
Man, that was funny.
Oh yeah, it gets me good. So in this one, it's going to be we're just talking about drunks because I know
Right.
Rollo he does the liquor sales. You've been all over, so you're kind of seeing it too. I'm
Right.
seeing it especially here in I live next to the financial district in Toronto.
Hmm.
Women are drunk. They are binge
Yeah.
drinking more. They are casual drinking more. Appies
Mhm.
on Tuesdays. And apparently it's not just like us noticing this. The CDC and the Canadian version of the CDC are actually calling it like a health crisis.
Yeah.
But now that women are working like men, they're starting to drink like men too, and it's
Oh yeah.
totally untenable.
So
Yeah.
you have
Like
accepted the
I think alcoholism in females in the United States has taken a massive jump. And I think, yeah. So from I'm looking at this article right now, and it looks like it was a 17% increase from 2019 to 2020. Moreover, 39% after the pandemic. Um,
Jeez.
yeah, yeah, man, it's wild.
Why not? It was because the trend I always got it from was an old Maclean. It's like Time magazine for Canada called Maclean's, and they were talking about
Mhm.
the alarming rise in 2016.
Mm,
I'm surprised they didn't try to blame it on Trump, to be honest with you. But yeah, they were finding. So what it used to be, at least here, was girls would start with like we call them bitch pop, like ciders and Mike's Hard, that kind of thing,
mhm.
and then they would switch to wine and then maybe to hard liquor. But now straight to hard liquor. I guess we got to thank Rolo for that.
Wow.
And they're going straight to hard liquor, and so you're getting 16-year-olds, and I guess girls don't have that same. There's an enzyme in our stomach. I don't know if you know this that
Mm.
actually helps us synthesize alcohol before it hits our digestive tract, but women don't have it. So that's
Really?
why, yeah. So when women drink, they don't feel drunk, they don't feel drunk, and then by the time it all hits the intestinal tract, it hits them all at once. That's why girls are drinking, having fun, and then you turn around, you turn back, and they're passed out in an alleyway.
Oh God, that's wild.
Yeah, it's kind of. I guess you'll maybe see that in Japan because I know there's an Asian gene that has problems with synthesizing alcohol down there too.
Yeah, they turned like red, like super, super, super red. Nothing bad happens to them. They just don't really have that enzyme to process the alcohol, so they get like I'm not even joking. They get like red like a tomato.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that. My buddy has a Chinese wife, French guy, Chinese wife. She gets bright red after half a glass of wine, and we always joke because she looks like the. I don't know if you ever watched like anime, but you remember the ones where people are drunk and they just turn like a tomato.
Yeah,
And I always laugh. I'm like, I didn't realize that was real. I thought that
it's
was
a
just
real thing.
cartoons.
Mm.
And I feel bad for guys too, because like I think you've told I can't remember which episode you talked about it on. It was one of your not hot dude party, the other one. God damn it, why am I drawing a blank?
Food party? You said?
No, your How to Be a Man series, that one there.
Mm.
And you were talking about this where a lot of guys it had to do with after like the Cologne struggle hugging fest they had in New Year's Eve.
Oh yeah, yeah,
where
yeah.
girls are drunk because they feel safe and there's nothing that can happen to them. And only because of like third world immigration is it even starting to become an issue. But I feel bad for guys because, like, imagine this: you got a girl that's a Me Too allegation, or
Oof.
getting you, even just getting you kicked out of the bar. All a girl has to do is tell a bouncer you're creeping around, and they'll throw you right out.
Oh yeah.
And you're getting drunk girls with no inhibitions, completely bad judgment. It's almost like you're there to meet women, but the women are like a minefield. And it's kind of scary. Like, I don't know. I guess you still party, but do you do the bar scene a lot anymore, or is it mostly just roaming?
That's hilarious. There's this like image of me still partying, dude. If you were to follow me through my day-to-day Japanese life, you would be bored out of your mind. All I'm doing is growing the business. If I party, so I'll tell you why that little thing popped up, because when I hung out with Sterling Cooper in Miami,
Yeah, yeah.
Sterling Cooper is a fucking animal, dude.
Really, still.
It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's like slamming caipirinhas, the Brazilian drinks.
Yeah, yeah.
And every time I was around him, he was like, drink, 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 drink. So I think Rolo got the idea that I'm like some raging alcoholic. Far from it. And then I came back to Tokyo, and I linked up with a buddy of mine. He's in the Japanese self-defense force, and he's like
cool.
He's the first Japanese pilot to ever pilot an Osprey in Japanese history. And he came back. I didn't see him for like 3 years. And he came back and he's like, "What the fuck happened to your life?" Because when he met me, I was an English teacher, and then I didn't see him for 3 years. He's like, "What the hell?" So
There's a catch up.
Yeah, we got hammered. But yeah, like going back to the drinking thing, yeah, that's that was pretty wild, right? Because I do see females drinking more and more and more. And I really think, like John, I wish John was here because he always says like YOLO is a psyop. But I think it's just like we're like, I think you're Generation X. I'm like the tail end of the millennials.
And, me too. Tail end. Pretty close.
Are you millennial?
Yeah, well, it depends. Everybody you ask, it's always like the year after them is when millennials start because nobody wanted to be one.
I think it's 1980.
But I think it technically starts 1980-ish.
Yeah, I think it's 1980. I'm 85. And so we're millennials. But I think like, because you remember when we were younger, like hip hop was all about like, fuck these hoes, let's make some money and do less shit. Nowadays,
NWA
like,
and stuff.
Right. Nowadays, all hip hop is like Drake simping, and then like, I got fucked up on Molly, I got fucked up on alcohol, I got fucked up on this drug. And the population is doing more drugs without a shadow of doubt.
That said, yeah, it used to be the drug dealers doing rap. Now it's the drug users.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody hates it now.
Yes, absolutely.
And I wish I could only say it was just like the young girls partying, but I'm like, right now, there's the 5 big banks, huge finance industry. It's like a block away. So all the girls that I see here in this area are all like 27, 28 to 32, 33. They all have tired eyes, and they're all stressed as fuck from jobs because you've worked normal jobs before. You know that they get stressful. They wear down a lot of your time. And what else do you have to do but to unwind, but to get drunk, right? But as a guy, you can work out. You have a bunch of different ways of relieving stress. But girls don't have gym culture. They don't do all that stuff. So what they do is they just get drunk and they pick up dudes on Tinder.
That's more of a Western thing for sure. Japanese girls, like, they're like, they're don't drink as much over here.
No, but they're pleasant about it. Like, it's social for them. It's not a need to drink. Like, I've only been to Tokyo once for about a week, but I remember that. All the girls around there, they always had a drink, but they weren't two-fisting and anything like that. And
no.
Usually by the end of the night, you could tell they were still lucid. It's not like they got hammered. The guys, on the other hand.
No. Yeah. How long were you in Korea?
In Korea, I was in Korea for about a week and a bit. And then Tokyo was the month after for another week.
Dude, Koreans go fucking hard.
Oh, dude. Canadians gave full respect for them there, for sure.
Koreans go hard as fuck. These motherfuckers drink until like 7 o'clock in the morning on the reg and like passing out in the streets.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just the norm over there.
Which is crazy. Yeah, that's when I first found out what soju was. I couldn't read the labels. I thought it was just a bottle of water. I took it hiking. 13K hike. I just take a big guzzle of it right at the end. Oh, I almost died. Yes.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. I was in Korea the other day because it was in the layover.
Yeah.
I took a picture of the soju bottles. Was it the green bottle? The big
it was the green one.
Yeah.
So it even has like the flowers and shit on front, so it looks just like a bottle of Fiji.
and it has the white drops on there as well, like the water drops on it.
Yes.
I took a picture on Instagram as a joke, and I was like, "Look, Korean water," as a joke, but
Oh
nobody
yeah, I've
really,
fallen for it. I'm not the
nobody
smartest
called me
man.
out on it. Yeah, but soju is a good time, dude. I think in the Korean convenience stores,
Yeah.
soju is like the same price as water. It's so
Yeah,
cheap
another
to
reason
make.
it's confusing as hell.
It's really cheap. Right now, the won, that's the currency
Yeah.
in Korea, is just shitting the bed. Andrew from Legal Mindset, I just got off the phone with him. We were chit chatting tonight. I might be going over to Korea for a little bit.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
and he was telling me he was like taking taxis today, and like he took a like a 10-minute taxi drive, and it was $1.50, like $1.50
Jesus.
US. Yeah, and
That's
it's
good.
fine in their culture. It's fine, but like if you have dollar arbitrage right now, because they're raising the rates. The Dexia is soaring up, and then the dollar is just so powerful. It's shitting on all these currencies. So dollar arbitrage is like at an all-time high right now. So you could, if you start like an internet business, make like $6,000 a month, you can go to like first world countries like Korea and Japan and like really flex hard. Like
Yeah.
not flex, excuse me, but like live very, very well
Oh
for like
yeah, it
getting your
carries.
dollar stretched hard, hard.
I still laugh. People make fun of us. Like America did so much inflation, but the rest of the world did it so much worse. You guys like they won by default.
Mm-hmm.
Canada, we're screwed too. Everybody. In fact, you could pretty much go anywhere from the states. I think, with the exception of maybe Russia. I don't know what.
Mm.
I think Russia's ruples are going up in value now.
Yep, because of
Yeah.
the gas thing.
So I guess yeah, just don't go to the Eastern Bloc.
Yeah,
So
but
here my question for you then. So you're still coaching guys like often and a lot.
oh yeah.
Has things changed as far as like dealing with drunken girls when it comes to these guys, or is it just mostly just stay away from the areas where they're hammered? Go
I
find them
I
in like
I
coffee
always tell
houses and
guys,
stuff.
I always tell guys, a girl who drinks is a red flag. Like for me, even if a girl drinks casually, I can't really take her serious for an LTR.
Hmm.
That's my personal preference.
Yeah, yeah.
I I have the belief that there's only room for one degenerate in the relationship, and I want that to be me. you know?
It's polarity, isn't that what
Yeah,
Rolo calls it?
absolutely, absolutely. And so, that being said, the whole drinking thing, you know, when it comes to girls, there can be so many, because now they can like they can rescind their consent. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I was drunk, and therefore I was happy to do this at the time, but then I regret it, whatever. So I just tell these guys, like, it's never just really worth it. I mean, drunk hookups. Let's be honest, they're not ever going to stop. So, you
Yeah.
know, but
Just say no, fellas.
yeah, but typically every girl that I know that like is out, like she's using dating apps, she's in the scene, she's doing the thing,
Yeah, yeah.
like they're usually boozing when they go out and drink. It's a social lubricant, but again, like it's just not necessarily. It's kind of like it's not a good thing. It's definitely a red flag. Red flags are green lights if you want to hook up, but other than that, stay away.
Well, that's what I've noticed. Like I have, like obviously I'm out of the game now, but I've got friends and well, female friends, and they're still doing the thing where they get, like I said, working, get drunk, hook up afterwards. It's not even like the college concern of being me too or whatever. It's the girls end up just dumping their life story on the guy and getting extremely emotional. And it's like I feel bad for these guys that they pick a girl up, they have a fun time, they go to sleep together, and then the next day they get all the daddy issue unloading because she hasn't had a man to talk to for 2 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't.
I just segue
Yeah.
that into sex every time.
Here, let's get revenge on that dad of yours.
Come back to my place. Let's talk. Pet. I have a cute little puppy. She can pet her and she'll love you.
Yeah, well, that's the problem too, because you know the average guy. You've seen the average guy and the exceptional guy. Most guys aren't assholes. They're not sociopaths. They're normal guys, and you just slept with a girl. You kind of like her. You feel like a dick when she's like unloading her problems, and you're just like, I don't care about that. And you kind of have to. I call it sexual diabetes, where it was very useful when we were cavemen, but now it's killing us.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
you
yeah.
was the one that put me onto that, where you just have to be a little cold lately. It's the only way to
Yeah.
survive.
Well, you gotta be cold blooded to an extent because, like, are you familiar with Mr. Lucario?
No, I'm not.
He's a black dating coach. Great guy. He was on a reality TV show. Really smart guy. And he brought me up to this thing that I think is really good recently. He was saying that you should vet a girl for like, you can leave that comment up because that was awesome. He was talking about us.
Sweet.
He was talking about how like you should vet a girl for 1 year to 18 months before she becomes your girlfriend. And I was like, I like that. You know, put them on a real strict probationary period. Because, you know, these chicks could lie to you for 6 to 9 months, pretending they're head over heels in love with you, and then
Yeah.
disappear at the drop of a hat.
That's the thing. I guess psychologically, like it was Dr. Smith even who hates red pill, but he had a good point. It's something to do with the psychological mask. You can only hold it up for about, I think they say 12 months for even the most well put together functional type of sociopath. So that totally makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. You know, so I think that you got to vet them out, and I can't. For me personally, how I like with how I want to live my life and how I structure my relationships, it doesn't sit right with me in my boundaries in my frame to date a girl who drinks alcohol at all. Like if consuming alcohol, if going out and drinking with her friends and stuff is a part of her lifestyle, I just see like those are hoe tendencies,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like that's just like that shit. I just not gonna. I don't want to bring unnecessary complications into my life. I already have tax complications. I already have visa complications. You know,
At
my
least you
hair
got a
falling out. I
passport.
gotta go get a
Canada screwed
fucking
me over. I
haircut,
can't get
man.
mine till November.
What's that?
Oh, at least you got a passport. I got screwed over because Canada's are so backed up. I can't get mine till like the end of November.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
No,
huge
yeah,
lineups. But
yeah.
that's all
So
right.
yeah, for me though, like the bottom line is that like I'm just looking at everything from a business standpoint, and like where does her drinking alcohol benefit me at all? Where does that benefit us?
It's a good point.
You know,
It's
I
just
gotta go
funny.
out
I
and
kind
drink
of
with I gotta go out and drink with the boys in Miami to network, you know, because Sterling Cooper's a raging fucking party man, forces me to drink when I'm down there to the point that Rollo thinks I'm an alcoholic in my day-to-day life, you know.
God damn it. Damn degenerate porn stars. Why can't they let you be wholesome at church like you want?
Mm-hmm.
See, it's funny. I used to think the same thing. Like it's like I don't mind drinking if you're right. If it's just a girl you're having sex with or partying with or whatever, it doesn't matter. I think for me the turning point with my girl, because she used to do, you know, she's a Canadian girl. Of course, everybody smokes weed, does drugs, whatever. I was pretty straight and narrow, being in the military and it's illegal, and I wasn't really a fan of it because my stepdad did it. But I noticed this the time when I realized she started to get invested in me is she just stopped doing that stuff. And I asked her about this one day, and she said, "Because I just don't. I know you don't like it." And so and it's like you said with the boundaries. So you can either, I don't think it matters whether you vet them beforehand to see if they even do it, or don't bother committing at all until they make a strong effort to stop doing it. But I think that's big. I think a lot of guys miss that too, where they think they can change her, but they commit too early.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk
Yeah.
about how many guys think they can fucking change a bitch. Can we
Oh,
talk about that?
do you have enough time?
Yeah, I tried. I dated a girl who was an alcoholic when I was 29. And you're like
Really?
every guy in the manosphere. Rollo says one thing, and everybody in the manosphere runs with it. Like Rollo's like, I dated a BPD girl. Oh God, I dated a BPD girl too. You know.
The 33
Yeah.
Secrets effect. Yeah, yeah.
Oh God, I actually did date a girl who did have borderline personality disorder. When people in Japan, when girls and people in Japan cut themselves, they typically cut themselves on the hip thigh area because it's still covered in day-to-day life. They don't cut themselves on the arms or the arm, like, you know,
Socially antisocial. That's strange.
exactly. You got to conform. It's Japan. And so she used to. Are you familiar with what Chuhai is?
Too high.
It's like
No.
Japanese soju.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it's
So
not sake, but it's
No. It's like it's these cans of booze that are like these tall boys. They're like 9.5% alcohol.
oh. Okay,
Yeah.
when I was last there, they still had Zima, so that was all the rage in Japan for a while.
They still love the fucking Zima out here, dude.
Nice.
They love the Zima out here, man. So the girl that I was dating, she would drink one of those tall boys every day.
Jesus.
Every day, bro.
It's like a Four Loco, basically.
The sex was fucking fire. But you know, I tried my best because I was still naive. I was 27. I had a pure heart, and I was just like, you know, I want to help you, like, you know, drink green tea, do these things.
Yeah.
And I spent like 11 months of my life trying to fucking help her out, and she was just a fucking nightmare, bro.
Dude, hard
Nightmare.
lesson to learn.
Yeah, and then she's to this day, she fucked off to some small island in Okinawa, and she's drinking herself to an early grave without a doubt.
It's one of those weird things. Like, do people ever change? I don't think they do. Like, very rarely. Like, you had to be zeroed out. Like Rolo at that point. Remember his story about the BPD chick where he was going to either walk out the door or eat the shotgun? Like, I think, because I don't think women get those moments. I really don't. I
No,
think when they hit rock bottom, there's always some enabler there to think that he can save her. And so
mm,
women really just can't hit rock bottom. Like, we won't let them. Well,
no,
not
no,
us, but, the, what do they call them? Beta males. I think that's
yeah,
what they call them now, all the kids.
yeah, no. It's just unfortunate to even have that kind of person around you. I think people can change. I do think people change, but they have to want to change.
Hmm. And why would they want to if somebody's helping them, right?
Because they come have a conversation with me. Like, hey, you fucking loser.
That sweet, soft voice.
What are you
All right, we're
doing
going to
with
get some
yourself?
super chats out of here. Dev, $5 super chat. Actually, we just talked about this morning. Best women to hook up with are working women. They're too stressed, daddy issues, and love a man who gives them a good time. I have been saying this for years. Just not being boring and being more fun than a night with your cats is like a superpower for some guys. And I'm
Mhm.
still amazed that guys fuck that up. Dev switched on though. He's good shit. And then what do we got here? Hats and Clogs, 4334. Ryan or John and Rain.
Rain.
Who hurt Cappy and how can we help him? Also keep him away from your dogs. What the hell is this about? What did he do to the dogs?
I don't know. Probably
I'm
some kind of
afraid to ask.
sodomizing act or something.
Yeah, if I find out he did some shit that I don't like about dogs, he and I'll have words, man. That's like
Mm.
I found out my two pet peeves: talking shit about dogs and talking shit about the queen.
You don't? Oh yeah, you don't like people talk shit about the queen?
It's weird when
She's a
she
queen of
passed.
Canada too, right?
Yeah, like we're still part of the Commonwealth. She's still our queen, even though we have a governor general as a representative.
Mm.
It's strange. I thought I was over it, like the swearing an oath of fealty to the queen when I had to join the military. But then after her
Mhm.
death, it hit me harder than I thought it would.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I actually teared up. I was watching a lot of like British podcasters too. Even them, like nobody could keep it. And it seems strange. I know to an American here that seems odd. Like if Trump left, nobody's gonna cry. I
I
don't know. It's
cried.
just different.
Yeah, as the whole queen thing is an American, we just don't get it.
Yeah.
Just like how you don't get the Super Bowl.
Now I understand. Fair enough. Yeah. I'm just wearing a Seahawks jersey to the Patriots
So
game. What's the big deal?
how does that even work now? Do they swear in the king or?
Oh no, instant. As soon as she's dead, Charles is now the king. That's why the saying from Shakespeare is "the king is dead, long live the king."
Mm.
So yeah, no swearing in, no ceremony. It's technically a divine right handed down from God, and then takes over the church instantly upon her death. And he can
Mm.
quit, which he might because he's got some World Economic Forum shit. In which case, his boy takes over the throne, which everybody's looking forward to. But we'll see.
Wow, he's got
I
to
know
go
at this
hang out.
point, it's the typical thing. Feminists and Quebecois, they start talking shit, and then all of a sudden, my inner Canadian starts welling up.
What does he got to do with the World Economic Forum? Like promote eating
Oh,
bugs?
he's a member.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a member.
Oh,
It's one of the big speeches, is him talking about that shit. And I was like, this is why women drink, man.
Klaus
Oh
Schwab.
yes, women drinking. Speaking of Commonwealth, what was it? Was it Finland or New Zealand? Do you see about this one?
No.
The
I
prime minister, I
I
think
heard
it's
about it.
Finland, yeah, and she's getting drunk and partying it up and hanging out and having lesbians make out on the beach and like whatever. Don't really need my head of state to be a king, but like people wondering about binge drinking. What's the problem then? Just don't date these girls. So like, imagine your head of state as a complete fucking lush. Can't even show up to work.
Was somebody filming this or what was going on?
She had it up on her Facebook and Instagram and shit like that, and eventually it just came out.
What a dumb bitch. This is why she's in office?
Yeah, while she's in office, lesbians making out, flashing things, all this stuff. It made the news. I'm like you. I don't watch it anymore, but like people keep sending me shit, which I'm assuming that's how you find out most of the things you do too.
Yeah, no, I don't have time for this shit. So wait a minute. This lady is running the country. She's a prime minister?
Yep. Talking shit about Russia, getting ready for sanctions, joining NATO.
Time out. She's the prime minister, the top to the top. Not like
Yeah.
a minister cabinet.
No. She decides when the nukes go. That level.
And she's getting shit house and posting it on her Facebook like a grandma.
Apparently, it's the weirdest thing. I don't even know how to explain it. I do worry about that though, because imagine, like, I know there's
I'm
been
going to
drunk
Google.
guys before, but they always kind of, you notice how guys, politicians, whenever they have drinking problems, they keep it on the down low.
Hmm.
They make sure they're functional. If it gets to the point where they're not functional, people pretty much like boot them out. I don't know if that's going to
Finish.
happen now. So I don't
It's
know.
oh my
Maybe
god.
there's a financial angle for you. You got some kind of European stock. You can, if Finland gets drunk and does something stupid, you can make money off of it. You've got smart investor guys. Maybe you guys can look into it.
Jesus Christ, dude. This is
Yeah.
hilarious. Can we play this? Can I share this?
Oh, please do.
Oh my god. We got a
You guys
reliable
want your red meat? Here you go.
we got a reliable news source. India Today. Here we go.
Okay, let's leave you with our image of the day. Think about prime ministers, and there are prime ministers and prime ministers, and she too is a prime minister. Finland's prime minister, Sanna Marin, is facing a massive backlash after videos of her partying have gone viral on the internet. The video shows Marin drinking, partying with her friends. The people of Finland are calling her an incompetent prime minister for partying while the country is in crisis. In response to allegations that references to drugs were made at the party, Marin says she's willing to take a drug test if necessary. Clearly, she is a party animal. As I
Oh,
said,
they put the PG-13 stuff too, dude. That got
Wow.
way worse. Yeah, like people getting naked, all kinds of stuff.
I'm gonna start digging right now.
Hot dude party's coming back, boys. You ready for it?
Dude, that is like absolutely unacceptable.
Yeah. But that's everybody in top power. Like in my corporate world, I used to work for how am I gonna say? It's not one of the big banks, but it's a giant financial like company. And I remember the vice president, like the or the COO technically, Christmas party. She was so drunk that it reminded me of like my old sailor Christmas parties where like the coxswain would stumble drunk over a table and break shit, or chicks would be making out in the back corner because one guy brought a hooker to an event and the other guy brought a whore of a girlfriend. And I'm watching this from like, and she was in charge. Let's just say if she didn't do her job, like something's making the news, like that kind of level of like financial importance here, and just drunks. Now, and it's not even good drunk. Like I drank whiskey all day. It's like she made a rum cake, but she added so much rum it was basically pudding, and then just ate it.
Hmm.
So like chicks drink different.
No, man,
I
they really have no gauge at the front end on what they're doing because
yeah,
alcohol takes like what 30 minutes to an hour to hit you.
to us, yeah, and for girls a little bit longer, I think, but it hits them
Mm,
all at once. Us, we kind of at least get some indications. But I think yeah, you're right. It's if you were to drink slower, you probably would notice it coming.
that's unreal. Yeah, no, I just don't think like it's a good idea, and it's very unladylike too, quite frankly.
Yeah.
To get out there drinking, like be a belligerent drunk, like I don't know, it's not. I don't think it's
It
very becoming of a lady.
Well, yeah, but it's easier to see fat at any size being, or whatever, health at any size being bad because you don't find fat attractive. I think this one's going to be sliding under the radar because you can still, like, she's still a good looking lady for 45 or however old she is.
36,
36? That's okay.
basically 45.
Fair enough. She's been hitting the bottle a little harder than I thought. But you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, you see, when she's not drunk, she's amicable. She looks good enough. So I don't think people are going to notice, like, female alcoholism and its detriments right away because it doesn't have that visceral image of, like, a real fat broad telling you she's hot in a bikini.
yeah. They're trying to douse this video out, but I'm look. I just looked on just girls, dude. Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Like, what is going on? This is okay. She was voted in.
Yeah, yeah.
Was this
Popular,
recent?
too.
Wow.
Super popular. I think she and Trudeau are both part of the Young World Economic Forum. This is how I find out about this stuff from my WEF like rabbit holes. But yeah, they were part of like senior or like superstar junior members. I don't know. I thought they stopped giving those awards out in kindergarten, but apparently not.
Mm.
Yeah, despite, well, I mean, guys like drunk girls. Guys don't love drunk girls.
Yeah,
It's
desperate.
also why if I'm not mistaken, does she have a husband? I can't remember that.
I hope
That's
not.
the other concern.
She's grinding up against all these dudes in this nightclub in this video I'm watching right now.
Yeah, well, that's the other concern, right? Imagine this. You're in a happy marriage, you have kids, you have a wife, and she's a drinker. Like,
Mm-mm.
if anything's gonna, like, it just happened, well, yeah, if you're too drunk to notice what's going on, for sure.
Mhm.
That's
No.
the other concern. I'm surprised guys have such little self-respect that they aren't willing to at least put that in the proper box, the F only box, or
No.
maybe it's time to take the kids and move out of state. You know?
Yeah, no, and a lot of guys, they're just, I don't know, they're just, I don't know. Like, did you hear about like Johnny Depp's like childhood story about his father?
Oh yeah, during I heard about his mom.
Yeah.
I never heard about his dad though.
Well, the mom would just like beat the dad and just beat his ass and shit, and he just tolerated it. Like, I think a lot of guys just tolerate it and stick around.
Because that's
You know
what
what I
being
mean?
a man. That's what being stoic is. To be able to take a punch without flinching. It's fucking ridiculous.
I wish Cappy was here to go to rant a little bit about this.
I haven't worn my baggiest Hawaiian shirt, the cheapest one I own, for him too. Couldn't even be bothered to show up. No, it's scary. It's scary because that's how he looks at Amber now. That's why he saw her as a great option.
Yeah,
Because the
exactly.
only example he got of a man growing up was watching his dad get his ass beat and tell him it's what men do.
Yep. Oh yeah. It's just never even for men. I'll be honest, like, for me, guys, like now I'm 36, right? And is she really married? She is not married.
Some dude named Marcus. I guess so. Maybe he's one of those, what do they call them, beards? The guy who actually is gay, but he has a wife for appearances.
Like
So he
Justin
doesn't care. He's Cuban. That's totally different.
Wow, dude, she is married.
Yeah.
Okay, now we got to play the scandalous video of her. Here, I got it queued up.
Oh, boy.
This is why, guys, you do not date a woman who drinks alcohol. Seriously, okay? This is a married woman here. Okay, look at this. Look at this. That's not okay.
That's not Marcus.
That's not Marcus. That's her right there.
Actually, that kind of looks like Cappy a bit, except for taller.
And handsome. But yeah, that is not her husband at all. I don't think.
Well, as long as it's not a Chinese spy, I guess there's something to be said.
I don't know. Is that her husband? I'd have to check. But look at this. Look at this little sleazeball reporting her. He knows he's about to go viral. I don't know if that's her husband, but if that is not her husband, this is trouble.
Well, nothing happened. It was just dancing. It's innocent, right?
Yeah, nothing happened on camera.
Yeah. Good old trickle truth.
Yeah. So there she's dancing with this guy. Did she switch off? Is that another guy there?
Oh, probably. Attention's attention, right?
How did she get voted in? Are people this
Feminists, man. Everybody wants to be a good little feminist, and so naturally you got to have your first woman prime minister. Where's Rollo? Because I'm thinking of like each article he'd rant about for 20 minutes as we talk about this stuff.
Gynocentric sexual order.
This one's gamer girls. You had to be the first girl on the moon as opposed to like doing some new shit.
No. Okay, that's not her husband. Hold on, I got photos. Okay.
Oh, you do. All right. All
There
right.
we
Well,
go.
we'll get yours in a second here. So you got a photo. Let's see what Marcus looks like. He better not look like what I think he's gonna look like.
This is him. I mean,
Oh, he does. Actually, he's a lot thinner than I thought he would be, but I guess it is Northern Europe.
that is a beta male without a shadow of a doubt.
I was gonna say, I think Rollo used him for a thumbnail once.
Yikes, man. Look at this.
And the wedding was recent too, wasn't it?
Can we draw the green lines?
But yeah,
Oh,
so she's
no.
probably 32 in there, I'm
36.
guessing.
30.
So she's 36 now, but they haven't been married for 15 years.
No, they got married in, I think it was 2020 is what I just saw on.
Oh, so they're brand new.
yeah.
And she's still
2020.
thotting around.
Wow.
Look,
This is-
man.
this
Yeah.
one.
She belongs to the streets.
That one's for you, Miss Lady.
And you know the worst part for that guy? It's that this probably didn't come out of the blue. She wasn't going to church every day and then decide one day, fuck it, I'm going to the bar. Like, he saw this stuff. And he saw this behavior and he saw these flags and he still decided to wife her up. I don't know why. I'm assuming it's probably something similar to the Johnny Depp thing you were talking about. Like, men really have failed their kids because that's your model of what a man is supposed to act like and what a healthy relationship is. And if that's all you know, like, is it any wonder? Like, these guys didn't stand a fucking chance at all. And then Wahab, why is Sweden the standard for the rest to follow? I think it was because the Swedish bikini team was big in the 80s. And so for a while there, they got to be on top of the world when it comes to like cool chicks. And then they kind of ruined it with all of the Somalian struggle hugging they did. An excuse given when she's dancing with her gay male. Dude, there is not a guy who gets more tail than a gay best friend.
No.
Do you guys, like, I don't know. Do you have gay friends? Have you grown up with gay guys, party with gay guys?
I mean, I hung out with like Cappy before.
Oh, fair enough. When I was sailing, one of my bosses was gay. I've had a bunch growing up, you know, partying around. Doesn't really matter to me. They're great wingmen, by the way, if you guys haven't done it. But a lot of them were like gay, but just because they'd still sleep with all like the female friends in the group. It was like an eye-opening thing to find out you're gay, but you still sleep with women. It's like, yeah, I wasn't into it, but you know, everybody was, and it was, they wanted to get some dude, and then they had to be part of a threesome to get there, and it's, yeah, the gay friend, that's another red flag.
No. Yeah, it's all part of that degeneracy that degeneracy that's just not conducive to long-term relationships and facilitating it. Because, you know, I talked to a guy today on one of my calls today, and he's an Australian guy. He's a multimillionaire. Right. You know, he's doing really well for himself. And we just got to the point where, you know, he's been married for 20 something odd years. And I said, you know, I have an idea of what I'm going to get from him. But I asked him, I said, you know, do you think that being married was something that was like able to facilitate your success as a man? He was like, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. You know, and he has a good wife too. Not just saying getting married.
For 20 years, I hope so.
Right. Not saying like getting married equals, you know, you're going to be more successful because you've been married like a troglodyte, you know, it's going to fucking ruin your life. Yeah.
No, but a good partner is helpful.
Absolutely. Adds stability. And then alcohol is the number one thing that's like not stable at all. So I don't know. I just can't. I couldn't deal with it. And then just seeing this is like literally, I was just talking about how it's not conducive to a great relationship. And then you literally just brought that thing up and live on air. We just red pilled ourselves here.
Well, I agree. And I hate that. This is the argument everybody always has too, where it's always chicks like, well, just because she's like that doesn't mean I am. And maybe, but like, there's more than a 50% chance that if you are a binge drinker, you're going to have this other shit coming with you. You may be the exception, but are you going to take that chance with your life, John? I'm not. I'm definitely not. Why would any guy do that? And if you are the exception, then don't worry about it. If a guy sees you binge drinking, then you're up straight early in the morning for church and you're functional and you aren't making out with dudes in the bar. Maybe. I wouldn't bet anything on it though.
No. I just don't like I said, I just don't think I don't think it's conducive to a healthy relationship. And I'm absolutely like, you know, holding my grounds on that.
Yeah. And the difference is though, you have self-worth. Like Marcus, not really. You've built something of your life. I don't know if people know this, but John's actually made some money, made something of his life, moved to a different country. He's got a lot when you look at the pros and cons list. A lot of pros. I
bought my way out of baldness.
Hey!
That looks so good.
Welcome to the club, sir. Get your mane going. You'll love it.
You still look better than me you're still killing me on that.
That's all right. You're taller, I think. I think you passed the 6 foot test, don't you?
No. I'm a manlet. I'm 5'10", 5'11".
Oh, fuck. Whatever. You got me beat on money. Mine's all tied up in real estate. We're fucked. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah. Like you've built something. And so naturally, you're proud of it because you should be, because you sacrificed a lot for it. And then I don't think a lot of girls think of it this way because they're solipsistic. But if I want to be part of John's life, what do I give him that he doesn't already have? Like, how do I make his life better?
Right.
I don't think and if maybe a binge drinker could make your life better, but sure as fuck, they aren't even considering that that's an option. So why would you? Why would you take that risk?
No, I mean, in every sense of the word, it is a negative attribute to bring to the relationship as a woman, you know. And I think, like I said, it's just there's no upside. There's no upside whatsoever.
I don't know. Maybe unless you sell liquor, you can get commission sales on that. MLD, hit me up for the next hot dude promo video.
All right.
Do you know this guy? Do you know Glenn? I recognize the name.
We met in California last December. He's a cool guy.
You're going to give me another hot dude promo con? To be fair, my favorite one of yours was, what was it? It was the workout one where you were like fucking around with nunchucks. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, that was 2020.
That was my absolute favorite. I don't know why that one specifically. I think it was like the VHS tape with you doing like an infomercial. That was unironically, ironically. I loved it.
The 80s VHS was the move.
Yeah, that's the one. If that was what Glenn did, then yeah, get some more of that.
but looking at, like, you know, going back to the chicks and alcoholism, the number seems to be rising too, right? Over the time with the pandemic happening.
Yeah.
They're becoming more booze heads.
Worldwide. Dude, oh yeah, you haven't. So my girl works. She has a job, and she noticed this too. So when the pandemic hit, I just treated it like a deployment. We bought a bunch of home workout gear because all the gyms were closed. We started getting on a workout regimen. We started prepping food, like meal
Mm-hmm.
plan. We treated it like an extended cut.
Mm-hmm.
When she got back to the office and they started opening things up again, every single one of her coworkers had gained like 40 pounds.
Oh no.
And when they started doing the Zoom meetings and that, you'd be amazed how many times that girls were like having wine party Zoom meetings for her company. And I was just like, as soon as girls were able to start drinking at work, they started drinking. They turned into 1960s Don Draper, you know,
Oh man.
drinking Canadian Club, getting loaded, gaining weight. It was like, and these aren't like the hoes or the thoughts. These are married chicks with kids. It's just like the average woman, literal
Really?
mids.
Thoughts get married, bro.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they do. But you know what I mean? Usually when guys tell these stories about bad female behavior, everybody has that same image of like the 23-year-old chick with an OnlyFans account. And I don't want people to get the idea that it's just the broken, damaged women. It's just like women,
Right.
unless
Right.
they have a reason not to. And in your case, yeah, if you want to be with me, don't be a drinker. And if a
Oh,
girl
yeah.
really is into you, she will not drink.
And to add some context to this conversation, like the women, even though they are becoming more and more alcoholics, right?
Yeah.
They just caught up to men. You know,
Women finally did something better than us.
yeah. So like I think it was like I think it was like a 3-to-1 ratio of alcoholic men to women like a few years
Right.
ago, and now it's a 1-to-1 ratio.
Dude, that's quick.
Yeah,
Imagine closing that gap that fast.
yeah. They need to close the suicide gap.
Jesus. I mean, I guess in fairness, 8 billion people is a lot. We could lose like one or two and not flinch.
Oh, dude, I'm all for it. We need like 17 pandemics and a million vaccines. Just do it out.
Dude, that was my joke, is that I wish the COVID was as deadly as they said it was.
Oh, dude, that would have been lit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I don't know. That's the worst part too, because from a health perspective, like I don't know how Japan, I think you're privatized for healthcare there, right?
Dude, it's the
Or is
best
it
healthcare
public?
in the world, man.
Nice.
It's
So up
the
here,
best.
it's already struggling. Like too much population, it's aging out too much. The problem with
Yeah.
alcoholism is like, yeah, a lot of the people that can't handle their liquor are going to die off, but they're going to cost an insane amount of money.
Mhm.
Cirrhosis of the liver, accidents because of alcoholism, beating your husband is on the rise. Like all this stuff, this all costs taxpayers too.
Mm.
And that's the worst part, because they're going to take out as many people with them as they can. And other than disengaging from a tax system that does that, I can't think of a solution. And I don't think everybody can move to Japan. It's not a big enough island to fit all of America.
No, they don't want you here anyways. They don't want me here.
Oh, that's fine.
But
Just keep
like,
throwing money at the problem; it'll fix it.
oh, I wish. No, you can't buy these bastards.
Son of a bitch.
But what like why do you think women are boozing more? Like why do you?
I
really
honestly
that?
think it's because they're trying to be men. And I know that sounds like not purposefully, but every dad raises his daughter. Hey, you need to get a good job because whatever. And then mom is like, here, my husband sucks. I don't want you to have to put up with this. Like you talk to girls that deal with the red pill, and I don't know why you would, but they always say their biggest fear is to be like their mom and have to put up with their dad, you know?
Yeah.
I know exactly why you're laughing.
I'm laughing hard at that, bro.
Yeah, and so because girls are scared of ending up with the wrong guy, they decide, well, if I earn the money, then I don't have to worry about that. And then the problem with that is being a workaholic takes a toll on you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so they're stressed. And when you're stressed, the easiest way to release that stress is booze and sex. And what are the things that girls are doing now? Booze and sex. I really do think it's
No,
just
no,
that. I don't think it's they
I've had
think
multiple
farther
women,
than that.
I've had multiple women confess that to me, you know, when they were just like, oh, at this point in my life, I was just stressed out and I was in such a bad time, yada, yada, yada. So what I was doing, I was like drinking a lot and like hooking up with dudes a lot. And then they go, you know, then they always regret it. And they always start crying. Oh, I regret it. I feel so dirty. You know, it's just like, idiot. They're like, I think a lot of these chicks don't realize that, you know, you can't just fix everything. Like there's some like permanent damage done to things. Like if you get like blackout drunk and you fucking cheat on your husband, like some of these dudes, you can be like, yeah, bitch, this is over. And
Yeah.
you signed the prenup, and now you got to go back to fucking making coffees at Starbucks.
Oh, that's the thing too. It's actually, I guess it's a silver lining because last I checked, apparently 40% of American women, married women, are out earning their husbands. Like they're the primary breadwinner in the house.
Really?
Yeah, and it's turning to the point now because like divorce law, like alimony, child support, guys are starting to win out in these courts. It's not as much because girls are still getting preference, but there's the occasional story come out, and the big towels love this as like some kind of big win that some guy they don't know got money. But Darla, she was one of the very few red like chicks that was very positive against the red pill or positive for it. But the whole reason why is because her husband decided he wanted to stop working after they got married, popped out a kid, and then she left him because she didn't like it anymore. But then she had to pay him alimony because she was the primary earner. And right there, she was all for the red pill once she got treated like a man.
Wow.
So I don't know. Like, I guess that means even if you're a guy in these situations, there is hope to get out of it. But I'm with you. It's like, why put yourself there? Like, is it really worth it? Is the ass that good? Probably not.
It's not, you know, I mean, if she's crazy and she's an alcoholic, the pussy's probably fire. But
and it probably feels really good. Like I'm taking care of my girl. I'm holding her hair while she's passed out on the toilet.
You know, it's crazy. Like the average guy is really that pathetic.
Yeah. Well, when's the last time a girl touched his dick and called him nice, other than his mother?
She washed him in the bathtub.
I don't know what it is, man. I think it's the same thing. Guys want to be like women bad, where like they're automatically loved just because they're women. But the problem is guys don't get that, so they're always searching for it. They just want to set their head on a girl's lap and have her tell them she's great. The problem is the only girl that'll do that is an abusive drunk who's dancing with her gay friends.
So let me ask you this then. So obviously these chicks are raging alcoholics, all right? And we clearly live in a gynocentric central order. What is it? What does he always say?
Gynocentric central order, feminist
social order,
or social order. Yes.
Yeah. We clearly live in a gynocentric social order. Do you see any backwards? Like the pendulum
is it getting better?
Backwards? Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's getting worse, to be honest. But I guess the good thing with that is we're beating it out with numbers because there was 4 billion people a generation ago. There's 8 billion people now. There's obviously percentage-wise, there's more degenerate and drunks and codependent guys, but thankfully, there's enough people who are bucking that trend that you at least still have a chance out there. Like there's enough numbers for everybody to find somebody who's not a lush. But I think it's one of those cases that life just got too good and too easy, and nature hasn't had a chance to select for this yet. But I have a feeling, by the time that happens, we're already going to be dead. So, it's worse. And to be fair, every time I look at any statistic, I'm always getting more depressed. Monetary policy, depressed. Alcoholism, depressed. Guys who want to work for a company and retire and have a pension, it's depressing. All of it's depressing. It's like you've literally given the roadmap. Go to where you're treated best. Do what it is you want to do that makes you the most amount of money, and then live the life on your terms. And it's really, what else can you do but do that and let everything else burn around you?
Yeah, I'm kind of at that point right now where I'm just like, I'm really like, the more and more I'm, becoming more success oriented in my life, the more I realize like just chasing pussy forever is a low ROI, and like
because you're good at it. It's not as interesting as it used to be.
Touche. That's very true. And then I'm just more about like finding peace and happiness, and enjoying my time in life. That's really what I'm all about. I think I would hope people would grow out of this alcoholism chasing phase, and I want to booze on the weekend and chase some girls and shit like that. I would just hope guys would fucking grow out of that, because really it is a really bad thing for you to do your whole life, because it's kind of, in my opinion, and maybe this is judgmental of me or whatever, but in my opinion, it's really pathetic when you see like a really, really older guy like in his 40s and 50s in the bar looking real bad and like still trying to chase after girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
It's a talent thing. I think it really is. Like, you have to get good at it so you can stop making it such a priority. I really do.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy with a high notch count who decided to settle down and not been somewhat happy over it, except for Mystery, I guess.
Yeah. It's like playing video games with the cheat codes on, right? It's just far less entertaining than like, if you play I love Grand Theft Auto Vice City, right?
Yeah.
And so like when
That's
you play
the 80s one, right?
Yeah, the 80s one. When
Nice.
you play that one, like in 80s Miami, like the story from the beginning to the end, the radio, Laszlo, all that stuff is so great. But when you put on the cheat codes and you just go ballistic and you just start murdering everybody,
Mhm.
it becomes boring. Like you can put the cheat code to get the stars down, you get the rocket launcher, you can kill all the people you want. But how long do you do that for? Maybe an hour max. And I think
Oh, yeah, and you
picking
get
up women
bored.
I think picking up women is exactly the same.
I think too that 50-year-old guy or the 40, 50-year-old guy you're talking about still like trying to run opening game like that. I think a lot of it is too. It's how unsuccessful were you for the last 40 years of your life to the point where you're still having to run where you're still having to sarge.
Yeah, I know.
If you're any good at it, you should have like a social circle. You should be able to game from your social circle. You should have pre-selection, like all those things that come with game. And I don't think those guys accomplished any of it, and that's why they're still stuck at that first thing. Because like at this point, you probably don't have to go out and sarge if you don't want to. You have a social circle. You can use them. They'll introduce you to people. You're already pre-selected, so you're not having to sit at the bar asking a girl for the time or whatever the fuck you want to do for an opener. And I think when you see guys that don't do that, it lets you know that they're deficient in multiple areas, and that's probably where your judgment comes from. And I don't blame you. I'm the same way.
Right. And then the thing is this, like when you have your game fully dialed in, the reality of your situation becomes like getting rid of the girl, or like oh, this girl likes me too much, like fuck, how can I get rid of this bitch? Man, this bitch is in love with me, man, she wants to have my kids, like what do? I gotta get out of here, you know. That's when you have really, really tight game.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, my Patreon had that problem. And then the guy's advice to him was just like, you know all that unattractive beta male stuff we tell you not to do? Start laying that on. It worked like a charm.
Oh,
turns out we had the key the whole time.
It depends though too, like because even if they're like, because here's another thing, like I saw somebody write this on the internet, and it's true, like you see these guys who are like, oh, I've been like, okay, me and Paul were talking about this, and I think it was on Rule Zero, right? Okay. I think we were on Rule Zero. Remember when the bitches were in the street raging because they couldn't murder their babies anymore?
Oh yeah.
The Roe v. Wade. And he was like, oh, I'm dating this girl, and she's just going crazy about this Roe v. Wade. And I was like, well, dude, how long have you been dating her? He's like, oh, it's been over a year. I'm like, bro, if you don't have your girl's mind in your frame after a year, and like the news is triggering her, like, bro, you're not leading that relationship. She is. So just things like that, I think a lot of guys seem to overlook it, because getting pussy is the first step, but then retention and then harem building, that's like real high level game stuff, and then when the harem is aware of the other members as well, that's like the upper echelon.
Well, you're right. It's a frame thing. Like you have to be confident and steadfast in your worldview. Like that's unflappable. They can't attack it. And you with game, you're right. You can turn it on. I'm only on from Friday till Sunday morning, and you can be on in a little burst like that and go back to being a whatever. But you're right. In any of this stuff, you have to be 24/7. What does Rolo say? I don't have game. I am the game.
Exactly.
It's internalized. Just like that 50-year-old at the bar. Do you think he's internalized being a high value man? Probably not. That's why he's sarging.
No. And you see it all the time, and like people, I understand like guys get out of relationships and stuff like that, and they want to go out and they want to have a wild time. That's fine. But I don't know. For me, I just, like, I don't know. Me going out, if I'm going out, Ryan, I am going out to get fucked up. That's the reason I'm going out.
Somebody better have died and you're going to their wake. I get you.
Picking up girls is at the end of that list, but ironically, that like is so attractive. Like when you go out, you just want to go have fun and have a good time. You don't give a shit about women. That happiness energy, that like you when you talk to everybody in the club, you're gregarious. That's attractive to girls. A man with a high level of social skills is really attractive to girls.
It's because it's rare as shit.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Do you know how many podcasts there are? Dudes with microphones, they call them. Do you know how many of them there are? You're in the top 1% of ones that's actually worth listening to. Most of them are the most autistic thing you've ever heard. Guys mumbling, can't even look up from their phone to talk to the audience. None of that shit.
Oh man, that is.
And you'll recognize them all. They all have the same blue Yeti mic in the front and everything.
Yep.
I guess. Okay, so I was gonna keep this one short. We're just gonna do a quick hour.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. So let me know. Tell me more. I heard. Who was it? Somebody was saying you got. Was it salt going on now right now or?
No courses. I just got back from traveling and stuff. I had a new mentorship course called the High Income Alpha, but that's all closed out. And then I did Masculine Empowerment Network. looking at maybe doing something in October, having a couple of people reaching out to me about inner game stuff. So they might do another inner game thing, or might do something game related in October. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not really rushing to pump anything out right now. Really just focusing on growing the analytics on my channel. And I've got
that's right.
I got to move.
Did I already say congratulations for that, by the way? It's like your channel doubled in size this last month just from
Thank you.
shitting on that Saucecast producer.
I wasn't even online. Isn't that so embarrassing? I wasn't even online and I fucking grew.
Well, that's how it's supposed to work. It's always the one video you had no idea, and all of a sudden that's the one that grows. You probably put no effort into it. You just threw it up and whatever.
We just threw it out like shotgun status, but I'm happy to grow the channel. I'm happy to have the analytics be, reflecting. And then, I'll probably be at 100K by the end of the year. But yeah, I'm going to be in a workhorse from now until December, just pumping out content nonstop. So if you guys want to find me, I'm Modern Life Dating on YouTube. Go over there and subscribe. I do a live stream show 5 days a week, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have any problems with money, muscles, game, or frame, you can call me on Friday for my free consultation Friday show. I didn't have it yesterday. Had a huge, terrible fucking snafu yesterday at the immigration department, and I just got home late, and I just didn't want to fucking do the show. So I'll be back on Monday as usual, and then upcoming Friday, free consultation Friday is happening. So
that's awesome. Fuck, I miss, what was the body language mastery? Is that still? Do you still have that offered, or is that gone forever?
No, it's packaged in with Masculine Empowerment Network now.
Oh, dudes. Okay, if for no other reason, then you get the body language mastery. I can't talk well enough then about the Masculine Empowerment Network. I remember when I saw that course, it was, Rollo and I used to joke. I don't know if you were there when we were joking. It's like, people need courses on this? And then once the people started rolling, we're like, holy shit, they do. Yeah. And just hearing the stories, because I think that's what people miss about your courses. Like, I make fun of Gumroad courses all day, but the one thing that John does that's nice about it, that nobody else does, and is actually argued you're not supposed to, is he makes sure you take the course. Like, you have twice daily webinars. I don't know if you still do it this way, but the twice daily webinars, you basically force guys to go through the material. So even if they are too lazy to learn, they can't help but. Yeah. And my favorite flex of yours, if you guys don't know, online courses have something like a 6 or 12% rate of completion. So like 10% of people-ish who sign up for a Gumroad course actually look at it, open it, and complete it. And yours was something like 40, 50%, which is like unheard of. Yeah. Unheard of. Yeah. So at the very least, you get your money's worth. I hope you don't mind. Did I fluff you enough, or do you want some more?
I'm good.
I guess you'll take as many compliments as I give you.
I'm good. I'm good to go.
The only man with whiter teeth than me in the sphere, goddammit. All right, guys. Enjoy yourselves. I'll end up talking a little bit of shit. Where is it? There we go. Here, we're going to end it on a fun little gag.
Boom. What's up, fam? Got some big news to share that unfortunately is not so good. So I'm going to jump right into it. You're going to watch this video and you're going to cry. At least we can laugh at your eyes as you cry, like in the corner, like a little girl in the fetal position.
That's my favorite ad ever.